Welcome back to YouTube classes. It's Devya here with class 11 physics practical. So we have been discussing in our practical classes about the different instruments. So today in our class we are going to get into another instrument, that is screw gauge. So in this class I'm going to explain a little bit theory part of your screw gauge. After that only in the next video I'll show you how to take the reading from a screw gauge. So let's come to the screw gauge, its part and its functions. So this is what is a screw gauge. Now when you come to the screw gauge, before getting into it, whatever equipments you're going to learn, the first thing you're going to learn is the principle, isn't it? The principle for a screw gauge is nothing, it works on the principle of a screw. Okay, now coming to the uses of a screw gauge, it is used to measure the diameter of a wire, thickness of a paper, etc. So whatever it is, small, having very small size, you can take the diameter or thickness of such materials. Okay, now let us see, come to the description, or let us come to the parts of a screw gauge. Now as you can see in the figure, it is going to have a U-shaped frame here. Okay, now after that you are having the stud here, then you are going to have the screw here. Okay, so this portion you call it as the screw, and when you get that, is all just a preliminary adjustment. The important part comes with your main scale and your circular scale. Now you can see some readings here also, here also, is that right? So this one will be your main scale reading and this one will be your circular scale reading or your head scale reading. Okay, circular scale reading or your head scale reading. Now this is a hollow sphere, this you can rotate using the ratchet arrangement. So this portion you call it as the ratchet. So these are the preliminary parts of a screw gauge. Now I'll tell you what are the functions of each of this, that is the main parts. Now first one is the part we call it as the ratchet. This ratchet is actually, it is to advance the screw. You can turn the screw turn this ratchet gently. Okay, you can turn this ratchet gently so that this portion will be moving accordingly in this direction or in this direction. Okay, you can move this portion to and fro by rotating this ratchet. Accordingly your main scale will also move, that is this whole portion goes inside, and you will be having readings starting from, on the main scale you will be having readings starting from 0 to some values that depends on what is given here. It is available for 15, it is available for 25, it is available for 50. Okay, so like that, whatever is the value given here, till that value starting from 0 it will be there on this main scale, and you, when you move this ratchet, this portion will be moving to and fro, so that along with that you can see the readings inside this main scale. Okay, now that is the function of a ratchet. Now when you use this screw gauge, you have to be very careful. Once you turn this ratchet to and fro, make sure once these 2 points touches, or if you're having a wire in between, so once it touches this wire and tightens this wire, you can see here a small tick sound here. Once you hear that tick sound, then further don't turn it, it will lead to the wear and tear of your screw gauge, so that it can cause to error of a screw gauge. So error in a screw gauge I'll discuss after explaining about the parts. Now next part given is, see this you can see in, when you talk about that main scale, here you can see the divisions here, isn't it? Starting from 0, a line will be there, in that line starting from 0 the readings will be written. So that portion you call it actually by the name sleeve. Okay, we call it as the sleeve. Sleeve is nothing, it is a portion to mark the main scale and the baseline. Okay, so this line you call it as the baseline, and in this baseline only your markings will be given for your main scale. So that portion you call it as the sleeve. Okay, now the next part is your thimble, which, now thimble is to mark the circular scale. Okay, this part you call it where it is marked the, see where you have marked the main scale, you call it as the sleeve, I told you, isn't it? Similarly in your head scale or in a circular scale also there are markings starting from 0 to 100. Head scale or your circular scale readings are from 0 to 100. So that marking area for a circular scale you call it as thimble. Okay, you call it as thimble. Now the marking area for a main scale you call it as a sleeve, and the marking area for a circular scale or a head scale you are going to call it as thimble. Now you are having the important portions, that is your main scale and your circular scale. Now your main scale and your circular scale both are to take the readings. Okay, both are to take the readings of whatever objects you are going to keep it here, whether it be a wire, whether it be a paper, or whether it be a hair, a stripe of hair, whatever it is, whatever things you are going to keep it there for taking the reading. Main scale and combining this main scale and your circular scale only you are going to take the reading. Now one thing you have to remember is that this main scale, it can correct up to 1 millimeter. Main scale, it will be corrected up to 1 millimeter, and circular scale, it is corrected up to 0.01 millimeter. Got it? When you talk about the screw gauge, before going to the experiments or whatever procedures you are going to do it in your lab, first thing, whatever be the instrument, you have to find out the least count of that particular instrument. Now least count of a screw gauge is given by least count is equal to pitch divided by number of divisions on the total number of divisions on the scale. Okay, that is your circular scale. What is the number of total divisions on your circular scale or your head scale? Now you can find this pitch. You are having equation for pitch also. That is, pitch is given by pitch is equal to 1 main scale division divided by total number of divisions on your main scale. Okay, so this is how you are going to find out the pitch. So once you get the value of pitch, you can find out the least count, the pitch divided by the total number of divisions on the circular scale. So normally this on circular scale or a head scale, the total number of division is going to be 100. So as I told you earlier, this screw gauge is available for different readings, 15, 25, 50, whatever it is. According to the measurement of your screw gauge value or your main scale reading, you can calculate the pitch and hence your least count, whatever screw gauge you are going to get it in your hand, you're using it in your lab. Now when you come to the screw gauge reading, next important thing is the error in a screw gauge. Now I told you it is having a main scale reading also, and it is having a circular scale reading also. So if both the zeros of your main scale and your circular scale reading is going to coincide, then it will be no zero error. So how will you coincide it? When you rotate the ratchet, once the stud and screw comes into contact, you will be having the value, you will be having a tick sound, isn't it? Once you hear that tick sound, you see the zero coincidence of both your main scale and your circular scale reading here. If both the zeros are going to coincide with each other, you can say that it is having zero error, or your screw gauge is perfectly a good one without any error. Now if it is having an error, as you see in the figure, there can be error in these two ways. Either this zero reading will be below, or either it can be in a higher value. Okay, so in the first case of error, see, from this 0 it has moved a little bit up, that is from 0 it has reached between 0 and 5 value. So 0 to 5, that is, it is increasing, isn't it? 1 2 3 4 5, it is increasing, so that will be a positive 0 error. Now if you see here, you can see the below value, that is 99, 98, 100, somewhere near below value, so that will be a negative 0 error in this case. Okay, now positive 0 error can be corrected by, suppose you are having plus 3 value here, you can correct it by whatever value you are getting. When you put a paper or a thread or whatever in between, in that value you minus 3, the error will be corrected. So here, suppose if you are having minus 3 here, in the value you are getting, you add 3 with that, so that your error will be corrected. Now once you get the value of all these, what you can do, the total diameter or the total value will be given by, so suppose you are going to find out the diameter, so this diameter will be found out by main scale reading plus corrected HSR into least count. So this is all about your screw gauge. If you are having any doubt, you read your textbook properly and find out whether you have any doubt. If you are having any doubt regarding your screw gauge, you put it in the comment box. So till we see in the next class with the next topic, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.